I think practicality is amazing.
I think people worry too much about definitions.
That's not going to work. Nobody's going to buy this. Looks like a markdown rack to me. Get it out of here. It doesn't work.
Rise and shine, it's Entspresso time.
I wake up every morning.
Espresso keep me going.
I wake up every morning.
Hey, it's Evan Carmichael, and this channel was created to help you overcome the #1 challenge that is holding you back, a lack of belief in yourself. You watch these videos because you know that there's something greater inside you as well, that you've got Michael Jordan level talent at something. So let's start your day off right together. Grab your coffee and sip on today's message from Gary Vaynerchuk. Also, if you want to have more confidence, check out my 254 series. They're free. The links to join are in the description below.
In a success world, please understand that success is happiness, not net dollars in. My dad is a 100% default cynic. My mom is a 100% optimist, and I understand it both. So I look at everything through both of their eyes. And so I understand. So I'm to be honest, I'm grateful that I skew more towards optimism. It's what entrepreneurship needs. You're blindly optimistic. Like, you can't do the shit an entrepreneur does unless you're delusional and optimistic, right? But I was so grateful that I got into my dad's sphere of cynicism, right? Because what it did was it allowed me not to become delusional, and there was a level of practicality that overlayered it. But I think practicality is amazing. I think I'm crazy practical. It's why for 25 years I've built businesses, never borrowed money, never lost money. Like, I'm always practical. So, and I think that's a kissing cousin sometimes to cynicism. And I think, I have a friend who's like, I'm cynical. I'm like, you're practical. You've got a little hint of cynicism. And I think, I'm optimistic, but I'm not delusional.
So I'm gonna be honest with you guys. I had a really hard time with this video. I watched it and then I sat for 20 minutes just trying to figure out what I was gonna say. Because I don't know that I have a lot to bring that's extra context. I agree with what Gary's saying. I think I just don't think about definitions enough, to be honest. What does it mean to be practical? I don't know. I don't care. When someone asks me, what is an entrepreneur? What's your definition of an entrepreneur? Like, I don't know. Why does it matter? Why does it matter what an entrepreneur is? If you're a VP at a bank and you want to call yourself an entrepreneur, amazing. I don't care. I think people get too caught up on it. I think people worry too much about definitions. And so, I don't know, maybe that's my contribution to this entire discussion and argument. I think part of the problem is I pull from opposite sides so much, I'll see both sides. Just what side you need depends on where you're at right now. So I think you need to be your biggest critic and your biggest fan. Both. But you may not need them both at the same time. Sometimes you need to be your biggest critic. When you're winning, you need to be your biggest critic. When you're losing, you need to be your biggest fan. But you need both. It's not just black and white. I also think sometimes you need to be hard on yourself and sometimes you need to be gentle on yourself. Just depends on the context. If you're really sick, maybe you need to be more gentle on yourself, right? If you're feeling great, go harder. You need both. I like to see both sides. It reminds me of an entrepreneur who I was helping recently, super successful woman who's now trying to grow and get to the next step and has hit the success in her field and is now trying to branch out into a new field where she's not as well known. She's afraid to step out. She's afraid to get out of her comfort zone. She's afraid to do the things that she needs to do. She likes being perfect. She likes having the answers. She likes knowing what she's doing. And going off into this new thing is scary and can be seen as reckless and irresponsible. And I told her, you're too responsible to be irresponsible. If you're a perfectionist, that's you. You will never go the other way. You're too responsible to be irresponsible. It's just never gonna happen. You're never gonna lose your home on it. You'll never become close because you're so wired in the land of responsibility that you'll never be that irresponsible. For me, I struggled a lot with Kanye West. He's on my wall behind me. I struggled a lot with him because I thought of him as this egotistical guy who was, interrupting Taylor Swift and just an attention guy, and just didn't think that's how you're supposed to be. I was raised by my parents, who are also on my wall here, to be humble. Maybe it's a Canadian thing or just our family thing, to be humble, to not brag. But I think it also made me stay small. And so because I'm so grounded in the humbleness, I need to bring more of the Kanye in. Otherwise, I'll stay small for life. But I'll never go full Kanye mode. The fear is you'll go off the deep end. You never will. Whatever you're afraid, you'll never go off the deep end on the thing because you're so grounded in the opposite. So look at people who are planners or doers. There's the planners who like over plan, never do. And there's some people who are do, and never plan. Most people though are over planners. There aren't that many overdoers, but it's possible to just do anything, have no plan and just go, but then never get a result because you're never planning. Whatever you are, you probably need a little bit more of the other thing. So if you're an over planner, you need to do. You'll never be reckless. You need to go. You need to plan a little bit less and do way more, right? But you'll never get to the point because you're so grounded in planning, you'll never get to the point where you're just this chicken with a head cut off, with no plan, walk. The thing you're afraid of is never gonna happen because you're so grounded in the other thing. And same thing for the doer. If you're do, you're worried that, well, if I just plan all day, I'll never get anything done. You're so grounded in the doing that you'll never not do. And I think that's where a lot of people need help. People who are starting to work out, they're saying, well, I don't want to go look like Arnold. You know, I don't want to have these crazy biceps, right? I just want to be fit. You know how much work it takes to look like Arnold? You're not going to look like Arnold. I guarantee you. If you're working out 3 times a week, you're not going to develop giant biceps. Okay? Don't freak out. You're so grounded in the thing that is your default that you need a little bit more of the other thing. If you're humble, you need to have some Kanye in your life. You just do. Because otherwise you play small forever. Now I've got a special bonus gift for you that I think you're gonna enjoy. But before that, question of the day. This has been a weird video. I wanna know, what do you think about definitions? If somebody asked you, what is an entrepreneur? What would your answer be? Let me know down in the comments below. And if you found value in this video and you're gonna do something about it after watching it, give me a #believe down in the comments as well.
I'm very practical. You know, if I'm designing something, I'm saying, okay, but who's gonna wear this? Where are they going in it? It's not gonna work. Nobody's gonna buy this. Looks like a markdown rack to me. Get it out of here. It doesn't work. Out. No, I'm not. I'm pointing at you because you're sitting in front of me. I'm not saying your dress looks like a markdown rack. But also, after having been in the business a long time, I can look at something and say, oh, markdown. That's going to be a markdown. Don't even do it. Don't send it to the store. I have wonderful, to say middle-class taste, that's not the right word, and I don't like to use words like middle-class, a stupid word. But I have mass taste. I think I have, you know, and what I mean by that is it may be aspirational mass taste, but if you put 10 shoes down on a table, I can almost, it's rarely that I will fail. I will say, those 3 are going to be the top sellers. That one will sell the most. And, you know, or if I pick the ones that I like, they will generally be the ones that perform. It's just, you know, that's part of your talent as a designer, is being able to know what people want before they know.
If you want to know what Gary thinks about the importance of your surroundings, check out the video right there next to me. I think you'll enjoy it. Continue to believe, and I'll see you there.
I believe one of the great ways to mix things up is what you listen to and who you surround yourself with.